Samsi, Samsi, Samsi. All right, we're heading for the Needles District in Canyonlands National Park. Ooh, look at little Dora. She did a pretty good job, that little Dora. There's the whole setup. Little Dora and Dora the Explorer and little Scooty. Little Scooty. I chose not to call them Rosinante and Dapple. Okay, today we're going to do Arabian Nights Part 4. Holy cow. I don't know if this is supposed to be so exciting, but holy cow, this bull in the ass story, not bull in the ass, bull and the ass. That's where we were in part 3 of this story. This drive here, uh, we're heading up towards Needles District Canyonlands. So for me, from Phoenix, that's the best way. The best way. A way to go is up the 191 straight up through the rest. It's just incredible, and like you can see, you get a few clouds in the sky, and you're going at the right time of day, and oh boy, you just it's just a really nice little drive. And I just a whole bunch of short clips I put together. A new GoPro. It just it won't stay on. You have to figure that one out. I don't know yet. Anyhow, let's get started on this story. Like I say, where we left off the last time was uh, Shahrazad was fighting it out with her dad, saying, "Hey, what in the heck's been going on here? You've been giving all the virgins to this king guy, and he's been killing them after he has sex with them on their wedding night. And you never told me I could have done something. Let me at least go in there and be a murderer." And he's like, "Oh no, you nuts, you nuts." So he started throwing these parables at her here. Not a curveball, it's a parabolic ball. No, that's not right either. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay. So the story is the bull and the ass. Now, you'll be able to find it, look it up, heck, even go back in the story here and you'll find it. But here we go. So, the merchant said, "Take that rascal donkey and set the yoke on his neck, and bind him to the plow, and make him do bull's work." Thereupon the plowman took the ass and worked him through the livelong day at the bull's task. And when he failed for weakness, he made him eat stick till his ribs were sore, and his sides were sunken, and his neck was flayed by the yoke. And when he came home in the evening, he could hardly drag his limbs along, either forehand or hind legs. But as for the bull, he had passed the day lying at full length, and had eaten his fodder with an excellent appetite, and he ceased not calling down blessings on the ass for his good advice, unknowing what had come to him on his account. So when night set in, and as and the ass returned to the briar, the bull rose up before him in honor and said, "May good tidings gladden thy heart, O Father Wakener. Though thee I have rested all this day, and I have eaten my meat in peace and quiet." But the ass returned no reply, for wrath and heart-burning and fatigue and the beating he had gotten, and he repented with the most grievous of repentance. And quoth he to himself, "This cometh of my folly in giving good counsel. As the saw saith, I was in joy and gladness, not save my officiousness brought me this sadness. But I will bear in mind my innate worth and the nobility of my nature, for what saith the poet. Whoa. So he's like, I have faith that I'm just a bigger jackass than you can be a bull. All right, yeah, here. Oh boy, that's a pretty drive in the sunset. Oh yeah, and we're heading towards Bluff right now. Um, and I think we ended at Bluff because I'm staying at, where am I staying? Devil's Canyon or something, and it's in between. It's near Monticello up there, and I think it gets dark on me. But or or that, or the camera just won't continue to work for many reasons. All right, so here we go. Oh yeah, okay. So we there's a poet coming here, so I'll get ready for that. Here we go. Shall the beautiful hue of the basil fail, though the beetle's foot o'er the basil crawl, and through spider and fly be its denizens shall disgrace attach to the royal hall. The cowrie, I ken, shall have currency, but the pearl's clear drop shall its value fall. Gonna have to dissect that a little bit and just see how much I don't understand about anything that's going on. Back to the story. Here we go. And now I must take thought and put a trick upon him and return him to his place, else I die. The donkey's like, damn man, I better get smart fast. Then he went a weary to his manger, while the bull thanked him and blessed him. And even so, O my daughter, said the wazir, thou wilt die for lack of wits. Therefore sit thee still, and say not, and expose not thy life to such stress. For by Allah, I offer thee the best advice, which cometh of my affection and kindly solitude for thee. O my father, she answered, needs must I go up to this king and be married to him? Quoth he, do not this deed. And quoth she, of a truth I will. Whereat he rejoined, if thou be not silent and bide still, I will do with thee even what the merchant did with his wife. And what did he? Asked she. Know then, answered the wazir, that after the return of the ass, the merchant came out of the terrace roof with his wife and family, for it was a moonlit night, and the moon at its full. Now the terrace overlooked the cowhouse, and presently, as he sat there with his children playing about him, the trader heard the ass say to the bull, tell me, O father browed o brow, what thou proposest to do tomorrow? The bull answered, what but continue to follow thy counsel, O Aldebaran? Indeed, it was as good could be, and it hath given me rest and repose, nor will I now depart from it one little. So, when they bring me my meat, I will refuse it, and blow out my belly and counterfeit crank. The ass shook his head and said, beware of so doing, O father bull. The bull asked, what? And the ass answered, know that I am about to give thee the best of counsel. For verily I heard our owner say to the herd, if the bull rise not from his place to do his work this morning, And if he retire from his fodder this day, make him over to the butcher, that he may slaughter him and give his flesh to the poor, and fashion a bit of leather from his hide. Whoa! The jackass ain't many threw down that trump card. Just boom! He's like, hey man, guess what? Butcher time. Now I hear for thee on account of this. So take my advice, ere a calamity befall thee. And when they bring thee thy fodder, eat it and rise up and bellow and paw the ground, or our master will assuredly slay thee, and peace be with thee. Thereupon the bull arose and lowered aloud and thanked the ass, and said, Tomorrow I will readily go forth with them. And he at once ate up all his meat, and even licked the manger. All this took place, and the owner was listening to their talk. Next morning, the trader and his wife went to the bull's crib and sat down, and the driver came and led forth the bull, who, seeing his owner, whisked his tail and brake wind. I guess that's a good bull greeting. And frisked about so lustily that the merchant laughed a loud laugh, and kept laughing till he fell on his back. His wife asked him, Whereas thou laughest thou with such loud laughter as this? And he answered her, I laughed at a secret something which I have heard and seen, but cannot say, lest I die my death. That's right. He can listen. He can hear the animals talk and everything, but if he says anything, it's bad. It's real bad. I'm not sure the exact words, but clearly, thou come by thy death. That ain't good. But he rejoined, I cannot reveal what beasts and birds say in their lingo, for fear I die. See, there it is. Then quoth she, By Allah, thou liest. This is a mere pretext. Thou laughest at none save me, and now thou wouldst hide somewhat from me. But by the Lord of the heavens, and thou disclose not the cause, I will no longer cohabitate with thee. I will leave thee at once. And she sat down and cried. So it's like, oh, you're screwed now. Now you got to come up with some lie. I'll bet you it comes up with some lie, and I bet you it comes back. Oh, there's going to be a genie. There's always a genie. Whereupon, quoth the merchant, Woe betide thee! What means thy weeping? For Allah, and leave these words, and query me no more questions. Needs must thou tell me the cause of that laugh, said she. And he replied, Thou wot'st that when I prayed Allah to vouchsafe me understanding of the tongues of beasts and birds, I made a vow never to disclose the secret to any under pain of dying on the spot. Oh, no matter, she cried. Tell me what secret passed between the bull and the ass, and die this very hour, and thou be so minded. Wow, she is pretty important. And she ceased not to importune him till he was worn out and clean distraught. So at last he said, Summon thy father and thy mother, and our kith and kin, and sundry of our neighbors. When she did, and he sent for the Kazi and his assessors, intending to make his will and reveal to her his secret and die the death. This guy is like all the way to the Hamptons. For he loved her with love exceeding, because, oh, Oh, wow, okay. Well, you guys figure this one out. For he loved her with love exceeding, because she was his cousin, the daughter of his father's brother, and the mother of his children. And he had lived with her a life of 120 years. Then, having assembled all the family and the folk of his neighborhood, he said to them, By me there hangeth a strange story. 'Tis such that if I discover the secret to any, I am a dead man. All right, let's take a look at the story, or the road here, because wow, I don't know, that might be a good place to think about leaving this off. Let's take a look and see where we're at. I think we're going through Bluff, so there just can't be too much left of it here. It's pretty interesting little town. We stayed at an RV park over on the right-hand side here, and it was just fine, just a stopover for the night kind of thing. There's a brand new, great big old resort right on the east end of town, north end of town, and you'll see it here as we go through. That just like what, maybe a half a dozen or 10 Sprinter vans with, obviously paying customers in them. And yeah, it was just a little odd because I just hadn't been through here in a while, but turns out things are happening in Bluff. Yeah, it's a nice little town. I think there's a little museum on the right there. Oh boy, yeah, there's that road. Okay, that one right there on the right. Man, I'm going to have to figure that one out. We'll go back in the video and take a look. When you do, know that it is a kind of a skinny road. It's a really nice drive, but I don't know if I'd do it again. See, check this out. There goes a van with some wraps. Van, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 vans. Now they coming back, so there's people in there. They had like, what, 6 people at least per? Like, that's a pretty good haul. Ha, for Bluff. I wonder what they're charging to stay at a resort in Bluff, because wow, you go down and you figure out them 2 restaurants, and I'm guessing that's probably about it. If you didn't like it, you could drive to Monticello, or yeah, because that's the next bit of civilization. All right, up the hill we go, and that's where we're going to end it off. So I think we're going to leave the story where it's at. So we were at, let's see, let me just go back here for a second and just see here. Oh, right, oh boy. So his wife is like, dude, get it together. You laughing at me or what? And no, he's not, but he now he's stuck. He's got to tell her, and the story is he's going to die if he does. So he's got everybody coming over so he can tell her and then drop dead. Here we go. Samsy and Big Rosie. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. If I could just be like Rosie, she would just take any moment and just say, you know what? I need to roll around for a bit, or I need to chew on this stick. So you do what you got to do, Rosie. All right now.